And now, another Hotch Potch feature film.
The end.
That's great.
Mm,
It's beautiful, beautiful story.
thank you.
What was the
Uh,
inspiration for this piece?
my dog, actually. I have, in fact, he's sleeping behind me over there. I don't know. I think that sometimes animals are, they sometimes are, can be more of support than people. And there is a, excuse me, there's a certain kind of unconditional love or I don't know, pure love that comes from a dog, or and I think cats too, but I'm more of a dog person. That is just so beautiful. And so, but it's so sad that they're only with us for a short amount of time. So my dog is Watson is 15. And so it's, I'm starting to think about this, and he's still in pretty good shape, but it's a worry for me. So I don't know. I think that for me too, I like to write about connection and about whether it's between people or people and animals or animals, whatever. I think connection fascinates me because what is it that connects us? Like, what is that common thread and that feeling of belonging to something or someone? I think is really fascinating. So that's a big part of it too. I think a lot of what I write is about connection.
Something that, and I appreciate that a lot about your work in general. Something that was amazing to me in this piece was how you characterized the moods and then you described them as scents. Like, how did you do that?
I don't know. I just was thinking, well, if I was a dog, like, or if I was not human, what would that feel like? Because I know that Watson, my dog, he can tell if I'm upset about something, and he'll come sit by me. And like, how does he know? Like, there's got to be something about me that triggers that. And it just seemed to me to be kind of, I don't know, sort of, it's I don't know, that we don't know that much about them and what they sense and how they sense things. So I thought, well, okay, what would be an elemental aspect of this because scent is huge for a dog. So, okay, if I'm upset, maybe I have a certain scent that I'm projecting that he picks up on. And because he's always there, and he always knows if I'm upset or if I'm happy, or if he shares all these emotions with me, and he gets very worried um, if I'm in not a great state. So yeah, it just, and I thought, well, okay,
Right,
what
right.
would happiness smell like, and what would anger smell like, and what would sadness smell like? And so I just started sort of brainstorming what those different scents would be, and in scents that I like too, because I love the smell of rain on an asphalt playground. That's like, it just reminds me of childhood and all these things. And so I guess I don't know if that answers the question, but
Yeah, well, it's this great use of sensory details, which is what I always try to talk to my students about, and using the writer's imagination, but in really precise ways to evoke the senses, which is sort of the gateway into the experience. So I just thought you did that so well.
oh, thank you. Well, I think too, I mean, I kind of wanted the reader to know what it felt like to be a dog. Like, and so instead of just saying, oh, well, he knew when she was sad, it's like, well, how would he know? And so taking, like, sort of putting the reader in the head of this little dog, and knowing what that felt like for him. So,
Yeah, and I had that experience. So
oh, good.
you succeeded at least with one reader.
Oh, good, great. Then I've succeeded, because that's, yeah. And I always get, like, as I'm reading it, I don't know if you noticed, but at the very end, I get so choked up because it's like, oh my God, this is so sad. He died, or or he's going to. And so
But
that's
that is such a fundamental part of our relationships with animals, because our
right.
lifespans are typically longer than theirs. So
Yeah.
that's a passage. It's a
Well,
tough.
even with people, because people at all different points of their lives, and some people leave us before they're supposed to, or in my mind, and some people, that they're old and that they don't have that much time left, and so it's kind of can be applied, I think, across the board.
Right. It's a good point. Good point.